Mike Perry posted video of him knocking a guy out on his Instagram. In the caption he wrote, "Going to the beach, boy." He actually just punched me in the mouth. Why do you think they started recording? I created space, he followed with his fist ball. As I stepped into position around the girl, he either flinched or got distracted from what his drunk ass was doing, which was harassing me. He wouldn't stop, so I ended it. I threw the jab hook split seconds before he looked to the left. I could have continued to ground and pound him to death, but walked away and spoke to the police. For any of you acting like you've never done anything for me, please believe if you play with fire, you're gonna get burned. If you can mind your space and social distance yourself from my personal bubble, then anything can be resolved through conversation. Judge me all you want, you bunch of cry to get your way hypocrites, but I live an honest life and I am the most truthful person I know. I share my life with all of you watching, so please believe if you feel like you want to butt into anything you were not involved in, then you, yo mama, yo daddy, yo wife, husband, sisters, brothers, daughters, sons, and grandmas and grandpas can get these pro fighter hands too, since it's okay to hit me but not okay when I hit back. Check yourself. Dana White has some harsh words for a media member.
I'm not telling
you know, though, do you have the location? Is it set?
I know. I'm not telling the media anything. I'm not telling them anything, okay? Because every day when I wake up, there's a bullshit story, or somebody doesn't like this, or somebody doesn't like that. I don't give a fuck what you think, what you like or don't like. On April 18th, you either want to turn on the TV and watch this fight, or you don't. You don't even have to fucking show up because there's not going to be any fans there. You don't have to come cover it. You either want to watch it or you don't.
Earlier this week, Israel Adesanya tweeted out a video that Darren Till sent him in the DMs. A fan replied to the tweet saying, "At Darren Till, I love you, man, but don't. Izzy KOs you every time." Till replied saying, "I love you too, but he f***ing won't. Not a single chance in hell. Healthy Till at middleweight with this new improved mindset to training and all other things, not a f***ing chance." Israel Adesanya on his Instagram tells fans to stay strong during these tough times.
I'll keep this short and sweet. This next 4 weeks is gonna make and break some people. Some people are gonna come out of this with drinking problems, drug problems, domestics, broken families, or some people are going to come out of this with better relationships, severing, old beef with family members and friends, cooking skills, better brains, healthier bodies, blah, 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 blah. I'm not your fucking guru. I'm not nobody, but yeah, I'm the UFC champion, and people carry some weight sometimes with what I say makes the news. But yeah, stay strong.
Joanna Jedrzejczyk looks back on her fight with Zhang Weili. She also has some harsh words for her teammate Colby Covington.
I still have a big bruise on my chest, on my neck, on my face a little bit. But all the people who were worried about my forehead. The next day my forehead was good. I couldn't see on my right eye for 2 days. I could only see like 5% on my left eye, but all good, man. UFC took a good care of me. I went to the hospital. Everything was good, everything was good. In the octagon, I asked myself, Jay, what can you do better? And I was like, bitch, you're doing everything right. You're doing your best. And I was my best, and I show up at the performance I put on for 9 weeks in Florida. Before that, I was training with Kamil Iwańczyk and Mirek Babiarz in Poland, with so many people before I started my camp. But this camp was different, and this fight was different. And I did everything I could, and this fight could go either way, But I felt like in the fight, I was like, no, I'm doing everything I can, and that's the thing, But at the end, before the decision, I was like, oh shit, it can go either way, but I felt like I've done everything. I don't want to talk about Colby Covington because he's such a liar, and the thing is he wants this exposure, he needs this attention, because he has nothing to offer to the world. He's a great athlete, such a hard worker, but I know that isn't him, someone is writing this for him, and I know who does it, And I feel sorry to him, you know, that he needs to jump on me, Georgie, Dustin Portier. We are such a hard workers, very talented people. We are real warriors. And he's trying to, you know, get advantage of us, you know. I don't want to comment on that, but he's such a liar, you know. I think that Dan Lambert should kick him out, you know.
Kick him out of ATT.
Of course. He's like putting this place in shame. This, for me, the gym is like a mecca, you know. Like when they were recording the stuff with Colby Covington, he was bringing some dirty Dianas to the gym, ugly girls. He's saying, I'm this or that. No, come on, man. I don't want to talk about this guy, you know.
Fair enough. I understand.
He's like very below, you know.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson reacts to getting knocked out by Anthony Pettis on his live stream.
Here it comes. You beat? No! Oh, dude, I'm like stiffing up. I'm like, oh, that's the worst.
Daniel Cormier, in a recent interview with Ariel Helwani, gives an update on his potential third fight with Stipe Miocic.
You know, Stipe was getting healthy. I know they were having conversations with him. I was having conversations with the company. Like, I thought we were getting fairly close. It felt like we were getting fairly close. And I believe that Stipe wants to do this third fight because he's a competitor, man. And who wants to be 1-1? Why not go try to, you know, win the trilogy, especially when you exploited such a big spot in my defenses in the last fight. Maybe he could do that earlier this time. Hey, listen, I'm not Bernard Hopkins. I'm not going to go to 49 years old.
You're kind of become him.
This is the last time. Well, but listen, I've become Bernard, but Bernard kept his belt. Like, don't compare me to the great Bernard Hopkins. Right? Bernard never lost his title during all that time. But I'm going to fight him one time, and then that's going to be a wrap. I can do this. I can do this. I can talk for a living.
Anthony Smith, in a recent interview with Brett Okamoto, speaks on his upcoming fight with Glover Teixeira. He says that he'll be very disappointed if he doesn't get to fight in his hometown.
Man, I think there's a lot of things that got to move. You know, there's a lot of moving pieces there. April 25th, I'm not so sure about. Close to that, I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that it's going to happen right around that time. I just don't know, you know, if they got to move us a week one way or a week the other. You know, I don't know what that looks like, but the confidence that Dana had makes me very confident. You know, and if anybody in this game, in sports in general, can get this done, I think it's Dana. I keep thinking about that, and it's you know, there's two sides of that sword. If I fight and it's not in Lincoln, at least I'm able to fight. You know, at least I'm able to, you know, the work that I put in. You know, I started my training camp 4 weeks earlier than I typically do because I was out so long. So I've already been in camp 5 weeks already. Almost, yeah. This is my 6th week in camp already, and I still got 4 or 5 weeks left to the fight. So I'll just be relieved that I'm able to. That it all wasn't for nothing, that I didn't struggle my way into training camp. I mean, man, this training camp was the toughest thing. Starting this training camp was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I've never been out this long before. I've never been out of training this long before. I've never had to battle through an injury like I battled through this one. So I don't want it to all be for nothing. And if it doesn't happen, it will be. And then again, you know, money-wise, all the money that I put into it, I don't want to have to restart and do it all again. So I'll be happy that I can fight if it's not in Lincoln. But I'll be extremely disappointed because this might be my last chance. This might be my last chance to fight in my home state. You know, if things go the way that I see them going, for me, you know, I think that I'll have a dominant performance over Glover. I think I'll get him out of there quickly. And then we're looking at big fights, and we're looking at pay-per-views, and we're looking at potential title shots soon. Those kind of things don't happen in Nebraska. So, you know, if I go and I just keep thinking, like, I'm thinking in the future, like, I know I can beat John Jones. So when I beat John Jones, what are the chances we're ever going to come back to Nebraska? You know, like, unlikely. Those fights are going to be in Vegas, and they're going to be in big places. And as bad as it is to say, like, that's just, Nebraska's not the hotbed for MMA. So that's knowing that sucks. Knowing that sucks. That if it doesn't happen now, it may never happen. And that's really tough. And I think that's part of the reason that it's so stressful when people do ask me about it, because I don't have the answer. But even if I did have the answer, I'm not sure I'd be able to tell them.
That's going to wrap it up for the news. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to Full Mount MMA on YouTube. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one's from Young Blood, and it says Colby needs his jaw broke again. The second one says Romero could literally say the same thing Izzy is saying at the end of the day, regardless, the reason you both didn't fight. And the final one's from Richard M, and it says Izzy said he couldn't let his team down, so he kept running. Those are the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next video, be sure to drop a comment down below on this one.